Hello everyone, my name is Bradley. I have a broad taste in music. Now I know what you're thinking. Bradley, what is going on with your voice? That's a very good question, and I'm glad you asked, because I present to you the auto-tune shirt, coming in both black outline and white outline. I love the white outline the most. Alright, I think this looks amazing. Of course, I'm biased, but still. Auto-tune? So if you want to look as confused and as conflicted as I do when I hear some beautiful auto-tune in some of my favorite rock alternative songs, then here you go. If you want to help support the channel, I appreciate it. And yeah, now let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of this video. Today I'm going to be reacting to something that I'm very excited for, something people request a lot. Black MIDI. The album I'm going to be listening to is apparently called Schlagenheim. 9 tracks, 43 minutes, and I'm excited. Don't know what the hell I'm getting into. So, without further ado, it has been like 9 hours since I actually reacted to this album. For some reason, coming through my speakers, this was not the pairing that was supposed to be. I am going to investigate and possibly replace my speakers. That's how incredibly wrong I was about the mixing of this album. It required an interruption. Can you guys hear that coughing? It's my roommate. He does that all day. Doesn't cover nothing. Track 1, 953. It's a very noisy, chaotic intro. Alright, a little breakdown. So kind, from your mind, for they are described. Alright, and that was 953. I wonder what the title is a reference to. Apparently it's a religious thing. Please stop all this strange fantasy. This is not who you are, not who you want to be. So he seems very critical, possibly, of these religious thoughts, and he wants to beat them out of the listener with this noisy bullshit that he's throwing at you. I do like how noisy it is. I do like how abrasive it is. There was a lot going on, but I was kind of hoping there would be like one central thing that would really just like stick me to the track, and there wasn't that, but it still was a nice track overall. I enjoyed that. That was a fun little song. Let's see where it goes. Next song, Speedway. Okay, it's way different. Build this ground on floodplain of buildings. I like that they're building onto this track with like a little extra guitar pluck, something small, especially since it seems like this song is about building a city. This does sound like the sound of construction. I like it. I honestly didn't feel that complete of a track, but alright. That's one of those I probably gotta come back to. There's a lot going on there. It's very experimental. I mean, I guess it would make sense if he's talking about how, you know, these cities are all monotonous and everything's all the same. A Speedway, I guess, would be a very interesting change to that. Yeah, interesting track. Very interesting. Cool. As a song, it was alright, but yeah, intriguing. Definitely worth coming back to. Next song, Reggae. Yeah, I don't know what the hell the sound is going for, but it's That was a pretty intense track. There's a lot going on there. But what I liked about it the most It's such a good track to just vibe to, man. It pummels. It's got a nice little psychedelic boom, bum, bum, boom, bum. And it just blows up and goes crazy. And what else could you ask for? I love the feeling of that track. Nice. Very punchy. Next song, Near DT, Michigan. I don't know if it's just me paying more attention to the sound on these last two tracks, but they sound incredibly industrial. No wavy, kind of. I'm really curious how these tracks flow together. Damn, that was it. That shit was immediate, man. That song wasted no time. It punched you in the face and then it let you go. It ended shortly, but still, it sounded really, really intense, and I like that. Seems to talk about water contamination. That's all I can say about that. Nice, cool track. Next song, Western. I think this is like the one track I heard off of this album that I remembered. And that's because of this. I remember waking up and hearing this song. The way that's played is just gorgeous, which is actually really interesting for an album like this. I have no clue what the fuck this is going for. I do think it's very engaging so far. And I will take something that's engaging and intriguing over something that is boring and one note. Such a nice soft build-up, dude. This track is 8 minutes. Okay, it's getting real. Track though, there's some stuff in here that really does not pull me in. Like, I've not been able to get into this guy's vocals at all this whole album. I like some of the things on this track, but there are some things that kind of take me out of it. I know it's hard to complain about mixing on something that's literally noise rock, especially since they boost the motherfucking life out of the highs on these tracks. I feel like it's on purpose, but it's intense. It's really intense, even for me right now, man. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I just wish there was a little more bass to this, and I did try turning up the bass, but I didn't really improve it. There's not a whole lot of that, and I feel like that definitely helps for something like this to pull me in if you got some good subs behind all of it. I swear, this has to make sense somehow, right? That was definitely the peak of the intensity here. That was a great outro. Oh my god, it's so nice, dude. This part's so fucking nice. I like the fact that it took time with the outro because it made it feel like a very complete song. I like that it started with this, it ended with this. There was a lot going on in the middle, and it felt like a journey. I'm at a crossroads here because I'm not used to an album that sounds like this and that does a lot of the things that this album does to not sound like it cohesively goes track to track. Now, it doesn't have to be a concept, and it doesn't have to go track to track. It makes sense with everything. But when I'm just evaluating every track as its own individual thing, it's kind of more difficult than if everything was following some sort of theme or idea. None of these tracks so far sound like they connect in any sort of way. Now this is of course just the first listen, I don't know, but without a whole lot of transitions. That's something that really does draw me into an album, is when the tracks, at least sonically, can connect in some sort of way. I haven't felt that at all with this. The only thing that's really put these together is that there's a lot of shit show stuff going on here, you know, a lot of boosted highs, not a lot of lows. I wouldn't really consider that though to be cohesively connecting anything. Not every track has to be 8 minutes to sound complete. Since it was 8 minutes, I'm glad that it took its time to, you know, complete and finish the cycle of the song. I really like that. That was a track that I could listen to many, many times over. Next one, of Schlagenheim. Ooh. Ooh, some bass. There we go. Got a good feeling about this. Okay, this one sounds like the other track. Maybe it's coming together. What the fuck is this track? This is definitely a new experience for me. I'll take a new experience though. I mean, this song's a bit of a shit show. I like the chaotic energy of it. It's building up to something, I can feel it. This is literally too much for my ears right now, man. This actually hurts my ears. Call me an old man all you want. This physically hurts, dude. It's like literally listening to someone like drill through a fucking chalkboard. Is that a car racing? Is that like finally something going back to like Speedway? Or am I just hearing things? No, it's definitely car racing. Oh shit, that's a transition into the next song. Alright, I'll talk about that last song after I get a bit into this one. Now that's a transition right there, dude. That last track, I feel like there's two like switches that kept going on and off in my brain, like just, and the switches were like, oh, this sounds good. And then, what the fuck is going on? What the actual fuck am I listening to right now? I don't know what the hell to make of that. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's gonna turn into dog shit after I hear it again. But, like, no clue what the hell to even make of that. Let's keep listening. bmbmbm. This song is creepy. What the hell is going on? What the fuck is happening?
She does not care at all. She moves with a purpose. She moves with a purpose. It is all such a purpose. It is such a magnificent purpose. Magnificent purpose. It is so magnificent. It is so magnificent. And they find different ways to stalk themselves.
I love that part. That sounds... Okay, I'll let you talk.
And they find different ways to suck themselves off. But she doesn't care at all. She lays with a pain.
Bro, I've waited this entire album looking for some shit like that. It's been a fun journey up to this point. But holy shit, that was insane. What the fuck was that track, dude? That's the first track I will say that I definitively love and have only some problems with. What the actual fuck was going on? That was some demented shit. This dude completely snapped mentally. What a purpose. She has a purpose, the whole fucking song. Dude, when that blew up, oh man, that was the best sounding shit on this entire album so far. Oh my god, that definitely not something for everyone though. That's an ear sore and a half right there. Next track, Years Ago. What the fuck? Last track, Ducter. It's the last chance for this album to make any sort of sense.
So many times.
Why is everything so quiet? Okay then. Almost felt like an internal monologue with that going on, as it seems like the entire song switched over there and now it seems like we're going back to reality. That's the first thing of this entire album that felt cohesive and made sense. Jesus Christ.
As all his efforts amount to nothing. I select one, 69 miles. Over a quote, and his ancient sound from a different perspective.
Bro, it's so fucking loud. Jesus. What the fuck? There's definitely a grand exit. Apparently there's another track. I know that there is because I remember hearing it. This is actually one of the other tracks I've heard off the album. I didn't even know it wasn't part of the official one, but apparently it's not. The song was 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven was a track I actually enjoyed. I'm not going to listen to it again. I know what it is. I guess it kind of fits as a bonus track maybe. Okay. What the fuck? I don't think I've had a reaction to like this to where I'm gonna have to say I think I only know how I feel about 2 of the tracks on here out of the 9. I'm speechless. I don't know what the hell to even say about this. Like I'm just sitting here confused, which is a good thing. You know, I will take perplexion. I feel like it made me feel something, and by the end of it, it did feel a little more cohesive. But I wasn't really crazy about this like I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to fall in love with this thing. I remember I heard the chords in Western, 7-Eleven was good. Like, I really expected to just immediately fall in love with this. But maybe this just isn't that kind of album. I'm going to give this thing a lot more listens. A lot. I need to really get this thing down to a T. This is a ridiculous listen. I have no clue what the fuck to say. And I have to leave it at that because I can't. Like, what the hell did I just listen to kind of shit, you know? I felt a lot of influences, you know, it was very noisy. What's up, guys? Bedhead Bradley here, and I'm just going to start with saying that, again, I think that I was very wrong about the mixing of this album. I think it's my speaker's fault. But I also think that this album was not made to be played out of speakers. This thing was mixed to be played out of headphones, and through speakers it sounds really awful. Even through my MacBook, it's not meant to be played through speakers. This really is a headphone album. There's nothing wrong with that because it sounds fantastic through headphones. This thing flows very well front to back, uninterrupted. During my review, you know, I'm pausing, I'm talking about songs. But if you're just sitting down, not talking, and just listening, this album flows perfectly. It reminds me a little bit of Swans, which I guess makes sense considering the only times that I actually heard tracks were through the Spotify radio when Soundtracks for the Blind ends or something. And it's playing recommended stuff, and I would usually like wake up and hear something. I'm going to keep it brief. This is a really good album. And giving it multiple listens definitely helps, especially with something this chaotic and crazy. The vocals grew on me a lot. I think a lot of that came down again to headphones. They sound a lot better in headphones. Favorite tracks: 953, Speedway, Near DTMI, Western, bmbm years ago, and Ducter. Least favorite probably of Schlagenheim. And yep, that's my opinion on this album. If I had to give it a score, I would give it 8+ to 9-. I do want to see what they come out with next. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna leave it at. My name's Bailey.
Yo, fuck this. Dude, man, fuck that shit.
It's 9 in the morning, man. Check out the shirt, link in the description. And yeah, thank you guys for support and peace out.